Alright ladies, this is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0, and in today's video we're going to be talking about why dating advice may not be working on you. And this is something that you see very often, especially with people who are just starting using these tactics, particularly with men, when they use tactics to get women, but it never works on them. And there's a big reason why it doesn't work, all right? So I'm going to explain to you guys why. A lot of the times you got to be willing to pay the price. That's the first step, all right? Is being willing to be able to pay the price of admission, which is these tactics are not meant to force the issue, but rather to inspire the issue, to inspire what you want out of the guy. So in other words, you cannot make a guy love you, but you could definitely bring it out of him if the potential was there. Humans are not creatures that you could just manipulate. Humans are people that you can influence. Now, the circumstances that you create will definitely make it so that it will either work or not work. But the point is that you cannot really control humans. That's the first thing, being able to pay the price, because he may not like you. For example, when I teach you guys that you gotta create space, a lot of the space is not just to make him miss you, but to also help you illuminate to you what the reality is, that he may not like you. And a lot of the times, a lot of women have this thing that Tyler from RZ used to call reverse supplication, which is you act like you're not interested just to get a response from them, all right? And that's not gonna work, because what's gonna happen is that you're gonna say things but to get a reaction. For example, it's kind of like saying a joke. You say a joke like saying, what's the worst time to have a heart attack? And you're like, during a game of charades, ha ha ha, and you can laugh, right? But then the reverse application is saying a joke like saying, what's the worst time to have a heart attack? And then, like, during a game of charades, you laugh, right? But then you have an eye open, seeing that the person is laughing. Like, you're not just saying a joke because it's funny to you. You're saying this just to get a reaction. So a lot of this is observing yourself wanting to force the issue, because if that's the case, then none of this is going to work, because the guys are going to be able to see through it. They're going to see your intentions. They're going to see through little subtle things that you communicate, that in reality you're acting, that you're doing this just to get them to become attracted to you. So the way to hide those things, those signals that you're communicating, is not through working harder to hide them, because the harder you work to hide it, the harder you work to suppress it, the more it's going to show. But rather, what you have to do is observe yourself really looking for an outcome, and then letting go of the outcome. Being okay with him not liking you, because that's the point of all of this. It's not to just bring out the attraction, but also to reveal it without trying to alter it. Now, if you act like you're not interested, if you back off and he's not really interested, that's when you got to use the part of the spiritual practice, which is to say, observing yourself wanting the reaction, observing yourself wanting him to love you. You see what I'm saying? And if you're unconscious of that, you're gonna continue to try and get him to like you. You may try to consciously convince yourself that you don't like him, but deep down, your actions has an underlying intention, which is you need that reaction, or else you're gonna go crazy. And if you don't get that reaction, guess what? You get even needier. You supplicate even more through trying more tactics. And you know what you begin to do, right? You begin to be overwhelming. You begin to be forceful about the issue. And that's all because you're looking for an outcome. So you gotta be willing to pay the price. You gotta be willing to accept that he may not really like you. You see, because the best to be really attractive is not about getting everyone to like you, but rather being able to be okay with somebody not liking you. That's what real confidence is all about. It's not about making people like you, but rather being okay with not being liked, because they don't define you. And the issue is that if you don't understand this concept, you're going to be continually going through from pain to pain, because you're going to continually be rejected. And that's how it is, man. You got to be able to pay the price and know what you're getting yourself into. Know that he may reject you. Know that you may not get the outcome that you have in mind. And if you're not okay with that, then there's the door for you to practice the spiritual practice, which is observing the neediness in you. Because when you notice yourself wanting a reaction, right? Most people try to get more reaction to try to change that reality that they don't like you. But in this case, I want you to observe yourself wanting a reaction, because what's going to happen, you're going to begin to slowly dissolve those patterns that have perpetually kept you in an immature and then rudimentary state, which is needing somebody to make you happy. As a child, you needed your parents to make you happy. Like when you were a baby, you felt hungry. Guess what? You screamed, and suddenly an imaginary hand came and gave you some food. In life, that's not how it is. In life, you cannot complain your way out of your problems. But because most people stay in that state, which is needing other people to make them happy, they have an immature emotional intelligence. They have low emotional intelligence. So through bringing self-awareness to your neediness, through bringing self-awareness to your sources of happiness by observing them and detaching yourself from the outcome, even if it's good, even if actually good things are happening, you want to detach yourself from it. Because when things go bad, which is inevitable, you're gonna suffer. You see that? You notice how I am with my comments, like, and I people who know me know that I try not to make this part a big part of my life, of the YouTube channel. I try not to derive too much pride, too much validation from it. Because if I do, then I'm gonna be relegated to what happens when I don't get the validation. I'm gonna try harder, and you got to be aware of that. And most people are not aware of that, and that's an issue. That's a big issue. But yeah, that's how it is, yo.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one would teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women of power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you can read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so most likely I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you can pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.